Hi guys, so I'm just getting off of work. It's about 5:30 my time, and I was thinking about recording myself make dinner tonight. Since the last video I did had a ton of feedback and it really helped with my engagement. So I'm really thinking about recording myself prepare my dinner menu for tonight. So I'm most likely gonna do yellow rice, and this is my way I do yellow rice, the way I like to prepare it for my family. I know you guys are gonna have your way, which is good, and works for you and your family, but this is what I like to make for my family. So, you guys ready? Let's get started. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, we have to have rice in our house at all times. Either if it's plain rice, fried rice, or cook up, or some type of rice, there has to be some type of starch with every meal. So my quickest rice that I like to make is my basmati style rice. For one, because it cooks so quick and it's pretty simple. You can't really not make it right. So I'm gonna grab my rice from the pantry. Some people soak it ahead of time. That way it cooks faster and it gets rid of the starch. But what I do is I just wash it really well so it just runs clear. First thing I do is get my rice ready. So I'm gonna fill a pot of water. So this is gonna probably be a 2-minute process because I want to make sure I'm washing out the rice until it runs clear. See how cloudy the water is turning? You want to make sure you get rid of all of this because even though the rice looks like it's clean, you want to make sure all of this is washed out because it's processed, right? It's grown in the field and you don't know what kind of pesticides or what kind of sprays go onto these plants when they're harvested. And even though you try to get the organic one or something that's responsibly farmed, you still want to make sure that it's rinsed well. And while doing this too, make sure you don't spill all the rice. I promise this only happens because I'm videoing. So this is probably my third time that I did it, and it's still a little bit cloudy, but let's see. Yeah, it's still a little cloudy, so I'm gonna go a little bit more. And I like using the basmati rice because for one, it cooks really quick, and I've grown up using the parboil rice. I think we're so used to having that with like a curry and our regular traditional rice, but the basmati rice goes well with, it's a good substitute for us to use in our cooking and to go alongside our regular dishes that we have. So, and it doesn't have that taste too. It helps when you wash it well, it doesn't have that residual aftertaste. So that's another one of the reasons why you want to wash your rice real good. I think we're good to go. Maybe one more time. Let's do one more time. All right, now it's like really clear. This is a good project for the kids to do, and you could tell them to wash the rice and not spill any. So you want to give them some chores or get them involved in cooking, have them wash the rice. Okay. So it's slightly cloudy, but what I do too is when I boil my rice, I strain it. So let's get this in. Okay. Boiling, so I get that in. And I don't salt the water ahead of time because I don't want additional salt. This is how foolproof cooking basmati rice is. You literally set a timer for 10 minutes, and as soon as it goes off, strain your rice. And yes, that depends on the type of rice that you have as well and the specific brand of basmati rice. So not all rice is gonna cook for the 10 minutes. You decide based on your preference. Some people like it a little bit softer. Some people like it a little bit more on the al dente or a little bit harder, but whatever your preference is, I like 10 minutes. Okay, it's almost time. Let's see how our rice is doing. Alarm is going off. And let's see, yes, let me get another one, show you guys. So yes, it's done. I like to strain my rice instead of boil it down in the liquid, because when you strain your rice, you get rid of the additional starches that's in the water, and doing so helps with the glycemic control. Think about it this way. The starch that's in the water gets into the rice, which increases your blood sugar levels. So straining it helps with controlling your blood glucose levels. So that's important for diabetics or anyone who's trying to be mindful of their sugar levels. Who remembers keeping the liquid or actually using the liquid? I remember calling it the mar, and I used to hear that you drink it because it's basically the nutrients of the rice and it gives you strength. So that's a very common misconception, because what it actually does is spike your glucose levels, and that's what you commonly see, like diabetes in our population. So definitely not a good thing to keep or drink that liquid. Just strain it out. I said I was making yellow rice, right? So this is what I use to yellow my rice, turmeric. And I choose to use turmeric instead of the commonly known or used packets that we're all very familiar with, because I rather know exactly what is being put in the rice, or I'm not comfortable with using the other ingredients in there. So I add that in myself so I can be able to control and know exactly what's going into the rice. So there's no MSG, there's no additional flavors or ingredients when I make it this way. A little bit of turmeric goes a long way. So add that to your oil. And you don't want to make it burn, so keep an eye on that. To slightly cook out the nutty flavor in the turmeric. And the next ingredient is paprika. Just a little bit of that. Okay. As that starts to cook, we're gonna add our rice. I was gonna add some cilantro or the bandania, but my daughter doesn't like that cilantro taste, so I'm just most likely gonna keep it plain like this. There you go. All finished. This is my version of yellow rice. Kids, time for dinner.
Thank you.
Welcome. And as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. So good.